In this video, I'm going to show you how to create authentic looking stitched fabric collage designs in Affinity. I'm Jeremy from the Artifacts Forge, and I'm going to be using our Stitchcraft Affinity toolkit to combine stitch path brushes, fabric collage textures, and button graphics to create a spring themed design. I'm using Affinity 3, also known as Affinity Studio, but the pack will also work in Affinity Designer 1 and 2. Okay, let's see how it works. I'm working in the Vector Studio, and I've created this design using basic vector shapes. The design is included in the product download. Follow the link below to get the pack and follow along now. I'm first going to apply the fabric collage textures, then I'll add button graphic assets, and finally embellish the design using stitch brushes. I've already loaded these tools into Affinity, but full instructions, including a section on loading styles, brushes and assets, are included in the product download. To start, I'm adding a background shape using the rectangle tool, and I'm going to apply a plaid fabric collage texture to it. The fabric textures come as Affinity styles. Affinity styles allow users to apply textures and multiple effects with one click. I'm going to choose the plaid fabric styles from the drop-down menu on the styles panel here. Then apply the purple plaid texture to the shape by clicking on a style icon. The texture can be scaled as needed using the fill tool. It can also be rotated and moved if needed. The colour is a little dark, so I'm going to adjust the opacity on the layers panel to lighten it. I'm now going to apply different fabrics to each of the shapes. There are 11 sets included in the Stitchcraft download, including wool, leather, felt and other fabrics. All textures are supplied as seamless repeat patterns, so they can be used to fill infinite sized areas without ever seeing ugly edges or bad tiling. I'm selecting the cross-stitch fabric styles and applying one to the cloud shape, then scaling and rotating the texture with the fill tool. I mentioned earlier that the styles include effects as well as textures. These are quite subtle by default, but you can see an outer shadow around the edge of the cloud shape. I'll explain more about the effects later. I'm now applying a different fabric to the rabbit. And also the pink version of the same fabric to the ears, nose and flower petals. And the green version to the leaves. I'm now swapping to the felt styles and applying blue felt to the banner. I'm darkening the middle section of the banner using a hue, saturation and luminosity adjustment layer to give it more depth. I'm dragging the adjustment layer onto the relevant layer so the changes affect just the middle banner shape. Next I'm applying more felt styles to some other shapes. This includes the text, as styles can be applied to text as well as vector shapes. I'm now going to briefly explain how to edit the style effects. To do this, open the Layers panel and look for the FX icon on a layer. Click the icon to access the Layer Effects options. Applied effects can be identified by the blue ticks on the left-hand side. The Stitchcraft styles feature an inner glow, gradient overlay and outer shadow. Click the name to open the editing options. The inner glow adds a subtle lighter edge to the textures. Adjust the sliders towards the effects. The gradient overlay adds subtle tonal change across the fabric texture. If I turn the gradient off and on again, you can see it more clearly. The tone gets lighter on the right hand side, so I'm going to rotate the gradient angle so it's lighter at the top and consistent with the gradient overlays on the other shapes. The reason the gradient faces in a different direction to those on the other shapes is that the shape itself has been rotated 90 degrees from its original position. The outer shadow can also be adjusted as required to add more depth to your design. When happy with the changes, click the Close button. Now it's time to add the button graphics. These have been saved into an Affinity Assets library. To access assets, simply open the Assets panel, which can be found in the Window General Assets menu. The Stitchcraft assets are already loaded and you can see them here. The pack includes sequins and buttons. To use one, simply drag and drop onto your document. Scale and move and rotate as required. I'm going to change the colour of this button using a couple of adjustment layers. Firstly, a hue, saturation and luminosity adjustment. I'm dragging the adjustment onto the button layer so the change affects just the button. Then I'm lowering the saturation and increasing the luminosity. The buttonholes are looking a little pale now, so I'm going to darken them using a levels adjustment layer. A simple reduction of the white level does the trick. Now I'm selecting the two buttons and adding an outer shadow. I want the shadow to have more depth than the shadows on the fabric shapes. To finish the design, I'm going to add stitching using the stitching path brushes. The pack comes with 12 different stitch brush designs and we'll use just a few here. Each brush is supplied in two varieties, one which has been optimised for darker colours and one for lighter colours. The brushes can be applied directly to existing vector shapes or drawn freehand using the path brush tool. I'm first going to demonstrate applying stitching to a shape. I'm going to duplicate an existing shape, removing the shape's inner glow and gradient overlay, but leaving the outer shadow. I'm also removing the felt texture fill. I want the stitching to sit inside of the shape, so I'm using the contour tool to move the edge inwards. For more information on the contour tool, follow the link in the description below to our dedicated video. To apply a stitch brush to the shape, simply click a path brush icon with the shape selected. The stroke looks overstretched, but that's easily fixed by ticking the Scale with Object tick box on the stroke panel. I'm also going to use this panel to make the stitching effect larger by increasing the stroke width. And I'm recolouring the stitching by changing the stroke colour. And finally, I'm adjusting the outer shadow. And making the contour tool changes permanent by baking the appearance. I'm now going to use the same technique to add more stitching. As I mentioned, stitching can also be added by drawing freehand with the Path Brush tool. To do this, select the Path Brush tool from the Tools menu. Select a brush by clicking an icon on the Path Brushes panel. Set the colour and size here. Then draw with your stylus or mouse. For more information on using path brushes, watch our complete path brush tutorial by following the link in the description below. After drawing with path brushes, the strokes remain live and you can repose them using the Node tool. I deliberately coloured the brush strokes so they were easy to see while I was drawing, and I'm now recolouring them so they blend in better with the leaf. I'm now grouping the strokes and adding an outer shadow. I'd like to lighten the stitching a little more, but there's a limit to how light I can make them by recolouring the stroke. So I'm going to use a Recolour adjustment layer instead. I'm dragging the adjustment layer onto the relevant group and adjusting the sliders. I'm now going to draw some more freehand stitching. I'm using a single U-shaped stitch to add the rabbit's eye. I'm holding the Shift key as I draw to keep the drawn stitch horizontal. I'm now using the same technique to add cross stitches in the buttonholes. And adding some individual stitches for the whiskers. And adding final stitches to finish the bee. And there's the finished stitched fabric collage. Be sure to follow the link below to get the Stitchcraft pack and start making authentic looking stitched fabric collages in Affinity. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more Affinity tips and tricks. Thanks for watching.